It's a fairly quick Object 430 game on airfield. It's one of my new favourite tanks, partly because it was one of the prototypes that led to T64 and partly just because it's a lot of fun to play. You'll see some spectacularly bad RNG in this match though. In fact, I got fucked over by it completely and died purely because of bad RNG. So first things first, heading to my usual spot up north. You can see we've got some really brave tankers on this team. Don't want to leave base. So I pre-aim this corner expecting something to come out, but instead spot a terrible Centurion from Enjoy who doesn't know how to play his tank. I don't know if he realised the size of his Centurion when he was looking at it in his garage, but it's not a tank you take there, it's too big. And that's not a hold down position, is it? In fact, that's a hold up position where your engine deck is angled towards the enemy team because you're on the side of a hill. So he's basically made himself irrelevant already, and this guy manages to get himself tracked side on there. Just watching for that Pershing, I fire a blind shot just to try and discourage him from peeking over. Centurion's relit. He's hiding behind the rock, but we have ways of fixing that. I go around this side to try and bait him out and also to get shots on the side of the T-7's turret. Hardy manages to delete him. Then I realise we're looking a little bit thin on the south side. There's a JP100 down there and a Pershing up top. And all we have down the bottom is a T30 and an E75, both of whom are not the best players. I also figure I'll be able to get something done down there instead of up here, where I'm kind of forced to wait for Ardy to clear out the rocks. North Rocks is a good position to control, but it's not a good position to push most of the time, simply because there's so many tanks behind it. Normally I will just hold and eventually push once it breaks, just because it's a good way to get lots of damage and you need to prop that point up or you lose. But it's, in this situation I kind of figured, well, maybe if I get through south in a hurry, I'll be able to come up behind them and clear out north for the rest of my team. Which is kind of what ended up happening. So I'm going to deal with this Pershing first. Just because he's one-shottable for me. Then I realise why stop there and come whizzing down the hill. I'd like to pop that T28, but I don't want to drive up the middle because it'd be too exposed. So I stick to the left, where I'm in at least some kind of cover. One of the Leopards takes a shot at me here in a second. From mid, I think. Well, not one of, the Leopard from mid takes a shot. There you go. Heat round bounces off my track. Don't fire heat unless you absolutely have to, that's why. So my shot on the T28 bounces, but somebody else bags him while he's distracted with me. I could just roll onto cap at this point, but I'm not the kind of person who does that, as you probably know by now, so I head this way to go kill things. There's a JP2, he's a nice squishy target, except when RNG does that. Now this thing doesn't have the on-the-move accuracy of the other tier 10 Soviet mediums, but let's be honest, it's not that bad. There's no reason that shot should have missed. see, I get a snapshot auto-aiming a moving Lorraine Hardy, but a shot on a stationary JP2 at closer range manages to miss. Thankfully these don't. And so I get a couple of decent damaging hits into him while he bounces off my ridiculously thick hull armor from medium. I then decide to rush out, which was a mistake, because look at this, RNG fucks me again. And now the JP100's joined in. I take a big hit from him, bounce off the JP2, because of the bad angle he's on. That shot goes under him, I think. And finally he dies. But now I've got this big angry thing looking at me. So you can see most of those shots are missed. There was really no reason they should have. I mean, I know you could do the math about the circle's size and the dimensions of the target within it and the amount of area that takes up, but really, just from my experience in other tanks, and I mean, I'm not saying that this one's got RNG bias against it, I'm just saying it's sheer bad luck. Normally most, if not all of those shots would have hit in this tank or in a T-54, which has very similar gun bloom while on the move. I get myself hung up on terrain and I die because of it. But I managed to do a handy 3650 damage. Broke through the south, got that guy looking the wrong way, and now he's basically fucked. So it wasn't a terrible game, although it wasn't exactly a great one either. But you can see the hull armor of the 430 is really, really, really good for messing with tier 8s. Just because not just the thickness, but the angle, because the plates he was hitting the 40mm shoulder plates, but they're so steeply angled, he was just auto-bouncing, even with the 128. So definitely a very bouncy medium tank. I see him more as a medium killer than a medium, but it's good at fucking with other tier 10 mediums, because a lot of the time they'll have trouble penning it.